Hello and welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Well, actually, second edition. There should have been a crossword video earlier, which was actually due today to be done by Mark, and which I'm quite jealous about because the puzzle I know was by an old friend of mine, John Guyver, who I view as one of the absolutely best cryptic crossword clue writers in the world. But anyway, Mark was up earlier because I had a prior engagement, so I couldn't do it this morning, which is tragic. But anyway, hopefully that video has gone live, and I am going to be having a go in this video at a puzzle called Epitome from the litany of brilliant puzzles by Nicolas Duhail. Surely one of the most extraordinary constructors in the world of Sudoku, in the sense that Nicolas seems to release a puzzle, at least one puzzle every day, all but, and they're all outstanding. We get loads and loads of recommendations for Nicolas's puzzles. Every single one of them I've ever done has been brilliant, and this one is apparently wonderful too. In fact, look, I can show you. It comes in two flavors. You can do this flavor, which is the original sort of colors of it, but the testers who've had a look at this said that they probably recommend I do it in plain. It's the same puzzle, it's just lost the colour, which presumably means I might need to colour some things. So I suppose I have a little tiny bit of an advantage in knowing they've recommended I attempt the plain version. But look, I can show you some of the comments on this one. There aren't many, but they're basically people saying that it's, well, gorgeous. Snooker fan is always a brilliant judge of a puzzle. Quiche says, quiche as in the food. Well, I know it's not spelt like that, but I wonder if that's the genesis of the name. Somebody says, so beautiful, very nice geometry. So I'm sure this is going to be great. And it is just, I say just, it is a normal killer Sudoku, which is a rarity for the channel nowadays. Lots and lots of the puzzles we do have ever more exotic rules, but it's nice occasionally to do a puzzle that has very straightforward rules, and I'm sure you all know the rules of Killer Sudoku, so I'm looking forward to having a go at this, and we'll read the rules in a moment or two's time. Now, what do I have to tell you apart from that there's a crossword video? That is a good question. Actually, I will mention something that popped up on my Facebook earlier. So Facebook has worked out that I like poetry, and if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of a modern poet called Brian Bilston, who's quite famous online, not just for being an extraordinary poet, but also because he has gone to great lengths to hide his identity. So I don't think it's possible to find a photograph of Brian anywhere on the internet, which is something of an achievement for a public figure. But anyway, Brian, if you want to know what sort of genius Brian is, check out his poem Refugees, which was where I first came across him. And if you read that poem and you think, why does Simon think this is particularly brilliant? Well, it's because once you've read it, read it again, but start from the end, and you'll see why it's extraordinary. Anyway, this popped up, which is it's a sort of poem, I think. It's called Book Group, and I thought it was poignant, shall we say? So I thought I would share it with you. I hope that's okay. I don't read poetry very often, but let's do it today. So this is Book Group by Brian Bilston. The last Thursday of every month was Book Group, when the books would gather together to discuss Brian. It's no fun here any more, remarked Bleak House glumly. Why doesn't he read us? Whined the Grapes of Wrath. It makes me so angry. I'm sure he only brought me so he can show me off to his friends, complained Ulysses in a stream of self-consciousness. I bet he can't even remember my name, the idiot, muttered a voice from the Russian literature section. That's because he avoids you like the plague, said another. C'est vrai, came a cry. It is like I do not exist. Let's not give up on him yet. It was Brave New World. After some persuasion, they agreed to give him one last chance. Be quiet, cried, waiting for Godot with great expectations. Here he comes now. Brian entered the room with his phone. He sat down and watched some videos of baby pandas falling over. After an hour or so, he started Googling cats dressed as celebrities. On the shelf, the books waited with uncracked spines, their silence speaking volumes. It's good, isn't it? Well, I thought it was good. I thought you might enjoy it, so forgive me for sharing it. Right, what else can I tell you? I don't think there's much else to mention. Over on Patreon, obviously, you can support the channel there and access all sorts of extra content, so I certainly recommend that. There might be other things as well that I meant to mention. Probably a blue... Oh. Yeah, there probably is a blueprint stream on Monday, I think. But anyway, you'll be able to check that out. If you've clicked the bell icon and subscribed, you will know because it will be announced there. But anyway, let's have a look at the rules for Epitome by Nicolas Duhail. The rules of this one are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Within a cage, digits must not repeat, and they sum to the small number in the top left corner. So those three sum to 15. Actually, let's look at that one because it crosses boxes. So that one sums to 36. But what you couldn't do is, say, put a 9. I was going to try and write 9 there. You couldn't put a 9 there and a 9 there. Ordinarily, Sudoku would absolutely allow you to do those things because obviously these 9s aren't in the same row, column and box as one another. But because they're in the same cage, that is illegal, and we mustn't do that, or we will get the puzzle wrong. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing in this grid, well, in fact, the only thing I'm seeing, I think, the only cage that looks like it's restricted is the 14 cage. 14, at least, 14, when I say restricted, I mean it only has 2 ways of being filled. So a 14 cage is either a 5-9 pair or a 6-8 pair. A 9 cage in 3 cells, there are 3 ways of doing that. 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, and 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't actually know about 36 cages. 36, that's 6 cells. That's also 6 cells. So the 36, these 36 cages are like the inverse of a 9 cage. That's what I'm going to claim. Now, that is a very peculiar thing to say. But if you're familiar with the secret of Sudoku, you may know what I'm trying to get at with that. What I mean by that is, well, there's a secret of Sudoku. It's something I share with only my very favourite people. If you're watching this and if you've put up with me reading poetry to you, you're definitely one of my favourite people. So I'm going to share the secret of Sudoku with you. And it's the fact that any complete row, any complete column, or any complete box of a Sudoku, because of the rules of Sudoku, each one of those things contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. Now, if we sum those digits, what do we get? We get 45. So I know, without having to think about it, because I've done so many puzzles before, that all 9 Sudoku digits sum to 45. Now let's think about this cage or this cage. They have the same property. Now they are 6 different Sudoku digits, because you can't repeat a digit within a cage. We know if this cage had had 9 cells, it would have summed to 45, because that's what the numbers 1 to 9 sum to. So we're missing 3 of the digits 1 to 9, and we're summing to 36. So the 3 digits that are missing from this cage must sum to the difference between 45 and 36. They must sum to 9. So that's the sense in which I mean that this 36 cage and this 36 cage are inverses of a 9 cage, because they are missing 3 different digits that sum to 9. So they are either missing 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, or 2, 3, 4. Now, Unfortunately, I don't know what that means. I mean, the glib thing that we can point out as a result of that is that these 36 cages must have the digits 9, 8, and 7 in them. They don't need to have 6. If they were missing 1, 2, 6, they wouldn't need to have 6. It's going to be, I think it's to do with the 14 cages somehow. There must be a way of proving whether or not these are, well, okay, right, here is a fatuous thing to say, but I will just say it. Those can't all be the same flavour of 14 kg. Imagine all of these were 5, 9. Where would we put the digits 5 and 9 in the central 3x3 box? They'd both have to go in that cell, wouldn't they? Because they'd be ruled out of all of those cells. So there is some differentiation between these 14 cages. They can't all be the same flavour. Okay, I actually can't see what to do. I don't see how we're going to know, really. I'm so sorry. I can't see how to start. I can't even see how to... Okay, maybe if those were the same. Yeah, I mean, there's a small point there. If those were the same flavour of 14 cage, this digit would be an 8 or a 9. And the reason we would know that is because obviously a 14 cage has an 8 or a 9 in it. Now this 36 cage has to have 8 and 9 in it. So if these were the same, whether the digit that's making up the 14 is 86, which has 8 in it, or 95, which has 9 in it, that 8 or 9 could only go in that cell within the 36 cage. Now the problem is these could be different. And all that would say is that this digit would see 5, 6, 8, and 9. So it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7. And that's a much, much less interesting conclusion. This cage here, which is also sort of quite close to 14 cages, is actually worse, I think. I mean, if they were the same, then the high digit that would have to appear in this cage, oh, it could no. Okay, no, it would go there. That's interesting. Because it would be ruled out of its own box as well. Do you have to have a high digit in an 18K? No, you don't always, but you might do if that's 14. Yeah, okay. How to put this? How do you make an 18 cage in Sudoku without an 8 or a 9 in it? There is only one way. 5, 6, 7. Now, if this was 5, 6, 7, you couldn't make that 14 cage because that needs a 5 or a 6 in it. Same is true there. So those digits contain 8 and 9. Those digits contain 8 and 9. Right. That does give us something, doesn't it? So, okay, let me just recapitulate that. What I'm saying is because these 18 cages can't be 5, 6, 7, they must have an 8 or a 9 in them, or both, except that would also kill the 14 cage. So they have exactly one of 8 or 9 in them. But, so we can look at those cells in this 36 cage and say, do those contain 8 or 9? No, because we know that pentomino of purpleness in box 6 must have the 8 and the 9 in them. Same is true here. So where are we putting the 8 and 9 that must exist in the 36 cage? And the answer is in those cells. That's actually the first thing. Okay, so now I'm going to colour this one. Yeah, okay. So whatever this is, 8 or 9, it's going to force those to be the same flavour, isn't it? these have to be the same flavour of 14kg. And now that digit is. The 8 or the 9 that's in the purple has to go there in order to get into the 36kg at all. So these are the same. So at least one of these is green now, because we worked out earlier they couldn't all be purple. Ah, yeah, okay. Right. Right, I've got it. I've got something. Okay, let's continue our merry way pencil. I'm actually glad I've got the blank version here, because I think colouring is helping me. Right, what we said was that these. In fact, maybe I change my colouring altogether. Hang on a sec. Let's say, let's just label high digits. So I'm going to say that this is 8 or 9 and this is 8 or 9, which means that the purple digit is in one of those and the purple digit is in one of those. Now, the green digit in this box must be in one of those, and the green digit in this box must be one of those. So I'm not focusing on the flavours of 14, I'm focusing on the 8 and the 9 now. Now let's come back and look at these, because something we worked out earlier is that they couldn't be whatever. Let's say this was 6, 8 and this was 6, 8, because we know they're the same. It's not possible for this to be 6, 8 and this to be 6, 8, because then you'd have to put 6 and 8 in the middle cell of the grid. So we know that no more than one of those is purple. Now, what would happen if they were both green? This is a very, very beautiful idea. If these were both green, where would green go in this box and this box? And you can see that this, if there's a green 8, 9 here, this would be green 8, 9 in box 8. And if there's green 8, 9 here, this would be green 8, 9 in box 6. And that is impossible. If you can't see why, pause the video. It's beautiful, really. Why is it impossible for both of these to be, both of those to be green 8, 9? Well, you have to think about where that digit would go in this box. And one place you can't put green 8, 9 is in a 10kg, because even if it was 8 and you accompanied it with the very smallest digits you possibly could, 8 plus 1 plus 2 is 11. It's too much. There's no green in there. So in fact now, what we can say is not only is it impossible for both of those to be green, it's impossible for both of those to be purple. So they are one of each. Now, so one of these is green, but I don't know which one. Okay, right. So there's a little point we can make there regarding this box. Whichever one of these dominoes is green is going to plonk a green into exactly one of those two cells. And then we can say it was this one. Where would green then go in this box? We know it can't go in the 10kg and it couldn't go in its own column, so it would be in one of these two cells, looking at this selection of digits. And that would mean that the green in this 18kg would be here. So in fact, and that logic is obviously symmetrical. If there's green in there, this would be green, there would be a green in one of those, and that would be green. So it's impossible for green to go in the corners of these dog legs. I suspect that isn't a crucial next step. It's just something I noticed, so I thought I should tell you. Okay. So green in this box, I mean, I might as well make that pencil mark. It's slightly frivolous, but something's got to break You know, something's got to tell us whether the green is here or here. Okay, and that digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7, in the sense that it sees both flavours of 14 cage looking at it. So, I mean, there has to be, in this 36 cage, there has to be the green and the purple digit. Which is fine. I suppose, okay, the green can't go in any of those three because of this one. So, I mean, this is, I'm not going to make that pencil mark because it's cross box, but the green is in one of those. So if this was green, that would be green. Green would be, that would be green. This would be purple. No, I don't like that. Doesn't work. Although it's hard to explain why. That doesn't work because it knocks green out of both of these, and we know that they can't both be purple. Okay, there's something here. I can't quite. I've spotted that there's an issue. I think there's a cleaner way of explaining it. Let me just mull that over for a moment. If that's green, yeah, well, yes, okay. Yeah, what we'll do, it sort of derives from this pattern here, the pattern of these cells. It's really weird, actually. So we know from the work we've done, one of these two cells is green. Now let's just hypothesize it's this one. And then we'll see it, well, it's symmetrical, isn't it? So whatever the consequence of this being green is, we should be able to work out the consequence of this being green. So if this is green, you can see this 14 cage can't be green, which means this one must be, because we know that one of these is green. So if this is green, one of those is green. And now where is green in this funny sort of rocket-shaped region? Well, it would have to be there. But that logic is going to work the other way around. If this is green, we know green is not there, so it must be here, which means green is here. Well, it doesn't matter, we don't need that. Where is green in? Green is always, so this is always green. So actually now, right, there must be a purple in that 20 cage. That's a bit simpler than an 18 cage. Given this is green, this 20 cage, if it didn't have purple in it, its maximum total would be 5 plus 6 plus 7, which is only 18. So that has got purple in it. This is and there are the symmetry breaks. This is a stunning puzzle, Nicholas. Again, he is absolutely superb. Right. Now we should be able to, if we study it for a moment, you'll be able to see which of the 14 cages is purple. So have a think. Again, pause the video if you can't see it, because it's just beautiful. So let's think about whether this one could be purple. If this one's purple, where are we putting purple in this column? It can't go in these three. If one of those is purple, it can't go in here. It can't go there by Sudoku, so it would go in the 10 cage. And we've already worked out there's a problem with putting one of these 8, 9 digits in a 3-cell 10 cage. You simply can't do it. So that can't be purple. This must be purple. This, therefore, is green. Therefore, whoopsie, or it's got the green digit in it, therefore that doesn't. This has the green digit in it. That flows round this sort of, round the corner in box 9. There's a green in one of these, so this isn't green. This is green. One of those two is green in box 2. One of those two is green in box 7. And now, this is lovely, it's going to give us the fact purple is an 8. Because where's purple in row 3? We can see it's, I don't know exactly where it is, but it's in this domino, in the 11 cage. So if purple was 9, the minimum sum of the 11 cage would be 9 plus 1 plus 2, which is 12. It's not 11. So we now know that purple is 8, and that's our first digit. That's taken quite a long time, but it's just beautiful logic, isn't it? So we now know that green is a 5-9, so purple is a 6-8 wherever we see that. So yeah, so the 20 cage now has 8 in it, along with 2 more digits that sum to 12. Well, that's going to have to be 5 and 7, isn't it? And this has to be 812 because it's got an 8 in it in one of those 2 cells. Five in column 3 can't be in the top 6 cells now, so 5 is in one of the bottom 3 cells by Sudoku. I've got to put, I can't do it actually. Alright, maybe I can do it a different way. Where's the 6-8 pair in box 5? Well, we've got 6-8 here, 6-8 there, 6-8 there. So that is a 6-8 pair. One of those is the purple digit. And if this was the purple digit, then that would be a purple digit. If this is the purple digit, one of those would be the purple digit. Okay, where is the purple digit in box 7? It can't go in the 10 cage for all the reasons we've discussed, so it is in one of 3 cells there. So now we should ask where it goes in column 3. It can't go here, so it's in one of those 2. I still don't know, actually. So the purple's either resolved like that or like that. Do I know what that domino is? That's got to add up to 9 in the 18 cage, and it's not 1-8 or 3-6 or 4-5 actually. So that is 2-7. So this cell in the sort of middle of this rocket ship is not a 2 or a 7. And these digits in the remainder of box 6 are 1, 3, 4 and 5. I've got to remember that somehow or other we're going to have to make sure that digits summing to 9 don't appear in these 36 cages. What about this domino? The geometry's definitely different, isn't it? Because of where the 9 goes. These 2 cells are either, they can't be 3-6 or 1-8 again, so they're 4-5 or 2-7. Now, what can we say about that? Two in column 7 can't go in these cells or these cells, so 2's in a limited position in column 7. It could well be in the 10 cage, obviously. I know how we can do this a simple way. What I said right at the start is that this cage here and this cage has to have 7 in them. Where's the 7 in this one? And the answer to that, as so often, is I don't know, but it's got to be in this domino now from our pencil marking, and that's going to tidy this up. So that can't be 2, 7 to add up to the extra 9 we need. That's going to be 4, 5. And these digits are therefore 1, 2, 3, 7, I think. And somehow or other... oh, it's easy. Right, I hadn't appreciated this. This one hasn't got a 6 in it. But the 6, 8 just can't... well, the 6 of the 6, 8 just can't appear in that. So if it doesn't have 6 in it and it's got to miss 2 more digits as well that add up to 9, it's missing 1, 2, 6. So this... we can take 1 out of there, we can take 1 and 2 out of there. That becomes a 3, 7 pair, which means these digits become a 1, 2 pair. 3 comes out of these two, otherwise we'd have 2 3s in this cage. So this is a 4, 5 pair. Oops. So this is a 1, 3 pair. And now... now I'm sure we can do something. Come on, Simon, think of something we can do with that. Oh dear, this is prodigious levels of Muppetry I'm displaying here. Come on, what am I meant to do with this? Maybe pencil mark my 9s into the green chevron cells. 6, 8. This rocket ship has to have a 7 in it. I don't know where it is. It's in one of those two. I sort of think that might do something, but it doesn't seem to want to. Oh, this 9 cage hasn't got a 5 in it, so it isn't 1, 3, 5. So it's either 1, 2, 6 or 2, 3, 4. So it definitely has 2 in it. That doesn't do anything. That's extraordinary. Oh, now I was going to say, oh, this has 5 in it, but actually I've got a 5 in here, so I don't... oh, that can't be a 5 because of the 4, 5 pair. Wow. Wow. I don't know what I'm meant to be thinking about here. Can I pull the same stunt that we... no, though this shape is a very different creature, isn't it, to this one? I was wondering whether I could argue that this didn't have 5 in it, but I very much can't. How do we do this? It's not Sudoku in this row. I don't think it is. Is that a 6, 8 pair in the row? Yeah, okay, yes, that's true, isn't it? I think I've misled myself a bit by focusing on the 8, but look at row 4 and ask where 6 and 8 go. It can't go here, can't go there, so 6 and 8 are actually a pair in that row. And therefore this digit is 1, 3 or 4. It doesn't do anything again. But now I suppose if I know that 6 is in the rocket ship, I know that the 3 digits that add up to 9 that are missing are either 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. So they're either 1, 3, 5. Missing is either 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. So there's no 3 in this cage. So where's 3 in the column? That's amazing. Is that true? Hang on, I'm sorry, I don't trust that deduction. I think it is true, actually. The fact that 6 is in the cage means 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4 are missing. There's no 3 in the cage. So 3 in this column has to go there. And you think that must do something. Oh, okay, no, it does. But only via the medium of box 4. Where's 3 in box 4? Don't know, as so often. But that's pointing at that cell now. So that's 1, that's 3. So now I get a 1, 4 pair in box 5. So these other digits are 2, 5, 7. And hopefully something's looking at one of these digits, something helpful. So in this column now, what's going on? I've got a 6, 8 pair. I know one of those two cells is a 7, but I don't think I know which one. Okay, but we could probably pencil mark this cell, can't we? If this is a 1, I know the missing digits in here are 2, 3, 4. So there should be a 5, 7 pair. This would be 5 or 7. But if this is a 4, I know the missing digits are 1, 3, 5. Which would mean these would be a 2 and a 7. So that digit is 2, 5 or 7. Is that somehow impacted by the 11 cage? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm really close to understanding this. I just can't quite grasp the last piece of the pie, so to speak. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, let's have a think about this 9 cage. What's going on here? It's got to have 2 low digits in it, i.e. 2 of the digits 1, 2 and 3, because it's either 1, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 5. Now I know apparently it's got 2 in it. I don't know how I know that. Oh, that's because of this being a 5. Okay. Oh, it can't. Oh, that might be wrong. Can it be 6, 1, 2 is an interesting question. I'm not sure. The answer might be yes. If it's not 6, 1, 2, it's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I can pencil mark this a little bit better than I have done, so maybe that is what I should do. Okay, so if this is 6, 1, 2, this digit would have to be the 6, and this would be a 1, 2 pair. If this is 2, 3, 4, you can see the 3 would have to go into this cell, because the 3 is definitely in one of those, and this would be a 2, 4 pair. So this digit is never 2, and the 2 is definitely in this row, which means this isn't a 2. Now, has that done something? I really do fear the answer is no. I don't think it has. Oh, you rotten puzzle. Golly, I don't know. Or is it this 15 cage? I've given that no thought. Would it matter if that had to have 9 in it? These would add up to 6. Possibly that's fine. Now, if the 9 was here, you couldn't have... What would that have to be then? It might be tricky. If it can't have 9, 8 or 6 in it, 9, 8, 6 add up to 23. So these would be 23. These would be another 15. That's 38, which means that doesn't actually work, because these digits would have to add up to 7, and they'd have to be 1, 2, 4. And then these would have to both be 8. That's quite complicated, isn't it? But it doesn't work, so 9 has to be actually in that 15 cage. And these do. So this is either 1, 5 or 2, 4. Now that's presumably going to do something, he says, desperately looking at this, trying to work out what that is. If that's a 5, that is a 2, 7 pair. And whether this is 1 or 4 will determine the nature of this. So there's sort of a virtual 1, 4 pair in these 3 cells. Because if this is a 1, there will need to be a 4, 2 pair there. If this is a 4, there'll need to be a 1, 5 pair there. I can't quite see how to do it. I think I'm missing something obvious, though. Maybe there's a reason. No, I hesitate to say what I was about to say there. Come on, Nicholas, what have you concocted for me here? I'm going to figure it out. I am. Probably. Where is... No, that doesn't work. 5, 7, 8. Maybe I should have shaded the sort of 6 pairs as well, and the 5 pairs, along with their sort of counterparts. Maybe that would have helped me to spot whatever the next point is. Ah, there's something. Right, 1 is in one of those 2 cells. So 1, there's a 1, 2 pair. Okay, that's good. There's a 1, 2 pair at the bottom of column 7, which does seem to place the 9 digit, so that's a little win for the goodies. Let's get rid of our colouring, which gives me another 9, actually. We probably can get all the 9s, can we? Oh no, we've got a sort of funny pattern. Okay. Now I've got a 1, 2 pair in row 8, which is that's emerged from nowhere. So 7 now. Oh, that's lovely. What a lovely point. Right. 7 can't go in the 10 cage anymore. Because if 7 goes in the 10 cage, how are we going to make the 10 up? It's going to need a 1 and a 2 in it, which it can't have that digit. So 7 is in one of these 2 cells, and that looks like it's at least giving me another couple of digits here. That does do something. That gets me a 2, a 1, and an 8. 8 and a 6. That's lovely. That is a lovely, lovely little bit of logic. Now, this is not 2 anymore. Does that do something better than that? This isn't 1, so that's not 5. Remember, these have to add up to 6. This column is very full up, actually, isn't it? We need a 6, 7 pair. Ooh, nearly. So these are 3, 4, 5. So far, we're really close. Oh no, we are. We've done it. Well, I haven't done it, but I now know what the nature of this is. Because this is 3, 4, 5, and because there's a 5 in that 20 cage, we can ask where 5 goes in row 3. It can't be here and it can't be here, so it's one of these 3 cells, but that means it's not in there. So that's got to be 2, 4, which means this is 1, this is 4. I don't... Okay, so now we know... Right. This can't have 5 in it. This is a huge point. The rocket ship now, it definitely doesn't have 1 in it. I'm just... Why didn't I pencil mark a 1 into that cell? I think that was because... Is that a trustworthy... Did I fully pencil mark that when I did my pencil marking of it? I don't know. I knew it had 6 in it, so I knew it couldn't be missing 6, 1, 2. But it could have been, if it had been missing 2, 3, 4, which it's not as it happens. Let me just go back a second. So what did we do? We worked out... Yeah, okay. I'm not sure about this pencil mark, whether I fully included everything that could have been gone into this cell, but I've not used that cell for any deduction. I didn't manage to do anything in this column, if you remember. So I don't know whether I did fully pencil mark that correctly, but now from this row, I am able to say that this is a 4. And why does that matter? Well, actually, it matters for a few reasons. Look, 4 and 5 go in there. But let's just reconsider these 2 cells. Those 2 cells, well, the point is we can now work out what 9 combination is missing from the rocket ship. 6 is not missing, so it's not 1, 2, 6. 4 is not missing, so it's not 2, 3, 4. So it's missing 1, 3, 5. So it has got in it 2 and 7, and that you can see the order. It must be 7 there, 2 there. So this is 1, this is 2 by Sudoku. Now, we can probably do other things with this. I just have to spot them. This 5, 4 pair, oh, this is 2, this is 1. I'm dog sitting today, by the way, so there might be a little bit of Dillis noise in the background, if you remember from a couple of weeks ago. I had to look after Dillis. Oh, what's this? That's got to have 6 in it and add up to 9 by Sudoku, so that's got to be 3, 6. So there's a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Now 4 has to be in one of these 2 cells in row 3. And these digits down here are 4, 5, 7. So there's a 7 in the corner down there. Okay. Oh, and now, okay. Now this 10 cage hasn't got a 1, sorry, it hasn't got a 2 in it by Sudoku. So what would happen if it had no 1 in it either? Well, then it would be at least 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 12. It's too many. So there must be a 1 in there. And then there are another 2 digits that have to add up to 9. Well, we can see from our pencil marking it can't be a 1, 4, 5 cage, because we'd have to put the 4 and the 5 here because of this 4, 5. So that is never a 5 now. So this is 5, this is 5, this is 4. And, so this is either, it's not 1, 2, 7 because we can't put 2 in it. So it's either 1, 3, 6. It is, no, it must be 1, 3, 6. That's all it can be. It can't be 1, 1, 8. That would have 2 1s in it. It can't be 1, 4, 5, and it can't be 1, 2, 7. So it is 1, 3, 6. Let's pencil mark that up and see if we can... No, we can't. Okay, so it's 1, 3, 6. And now, okay, let's pencil mark box 2. 1, 3, 5. And that, yes, yeah, must mean something. This can't be a 1. So I've got a 3, 5, 7 triple in column 6. Oh, there's a 1 here. That's good. That's you. So I was like thinking, how does this resolve? But that actually is going to do some work for us. So, oopsie, that's 7. That's 5. That's 7. That's 3. Okay. So this is 3. This is 6. So this is 6. Now this is a 1, 3 pair. But this row hasn't had 9 in it, has it? Or 2. So this is a 2, 9 pair at the start of row 7. And these digits are 4, 7, 8. Which feels like I should be able to do them, but I'm not sure I can. Oh, we must be able to do this row, yeah. That's going to be 8. So that's 8, that's 6. This is 4, 7. This 8's lovely at the top. Finally, I'm going to resolve some of this stuff. 6, so this is 7, this is 6, so that's 7 and that's 5. We need to sort out our colouring, but we'll do that in a moment. Now, that 1 is nice, so that's 1, that's 3. Now, did I... Well, there is a 1 there now by Sudoku. So these digits add up to 8, and they're either 6, 2... Oh, no, hang on. This... I don't... I'm not sure. It looks like this is resolved to me. So maybe we'll... Well, let's take care. Again, I'm not sure that the maths of these pencil marks makes sense to me, so I'm not going to rely on them. I'm just going to do it a different way. This can't be 7. You can't put 7 in a 9 cage, so that's going to have to be 7. That's going to have to be 2. Now this is a 6 by maths. That's 6. That's 8. That's 8. That finally gets all resolved. 6 in... No, we've done the 6 in that box. We need a 3, 4 pair. We can do it. In this column, we need a 2. In that row, we need a something, which is a 6. This is 2. This is 9. This is 9. This is 5. And we need a 3 in one of those. So 3, 4, 4, 7. And all we have to do now is just correct our... I want to find all my 8s. And I do that and make sure they are all purple. Find everything else that's possibly purple and depurplify it, because they don't deserve to be coloured in. Let's do some degreening of certain cells, regreening of others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the 9s, all the 8s, and that must be correct. That is a beautiful puzzle, isn't it? What a gore! I loved the ideas around the beginning. I loved this stuff. I don't even know how to quite explain it, but the fact that those cells and the way that they impacted on the rocket ship, it was just beautiful. And then that going up here, and that then providing the tiebreaker, because you couldn't put one of those enormous high digits into this cage or this cage. That was just superb. It's the epitome of brilliance, Nicholas, as so often. A fantastic killer Sudoku puzzle. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition. I did click tick, didn't I? Yeah. With another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.